Tell me about the mobility report card.
So the mobility report card is both a paper report as well as an online report that we generated for the Durham, Chapel Hill, Carrboro MPO, looking at recent trends in multimodal travel across the entire transportation system for the region.
What do you think is big picture most helpful, for this community or this triangle region from this work?
Yeah, I think the main thing for this project was providing the MPO with standardized procedures for funneling their data collection efforts into these kinds of mapping and reporting products that will help them keep this information fresh and relevant to their constituents, more accessible, easy to read, and available to both the public as well as MPO staff and managers and board members. This really went from a large, complex data set that was sitting on a shelf in a thick paper report to something that people can interact with and really get down into the details of what are these data sets actually telling us about transportation system performance. We took a regional approach, but then also divided the work up into sub areas that sort of represent the different economic centers and travel markets for the DCHC region. And so we have 7 of those sub areas that are defined here. Those do not respect county or municipal boundaries. They really reflect really more where the travel tends to go to and from. We provide a little preamble to help people understand things about peak travel, when that occurs, and then orient people to the congestion management process and the data collection efforts that the MPO undertakes. And then we get into really reporting different aspects and facets of the transportation system in a series of dashboards that are organized by the report chapters. So there's 12 chapters overall. The first 4 are focused on vehicular travel. Chapters 5 through 9 focus on the bicycle and pedestrian activity, where the MPO has added new facilities, how people are using those facilities at different times of day. And then chapters 10 and 11 focus on transit service. And then in chapter 12, we combine all of these different things into a multimodal analysis of where do we see diversity of modes being utilized throughout the region, and how many overall people are being kind of put through different corridors and facilities. So we can give an example. Chapter 1 is about how much traffic there is and how that's affecting level of service by diving into maybe the first dashboard. In this case, chapter 1 is organized into 3 primary topics. AADT is traffic, just how much traffic there is on the roadways, and the symbols mean different things. The color of the symbol indicates the volume to capacity ratio. Basically, the more pink it is, the more likely you are to encounter delays due to congestion. The larger the circle, that means more traffic is going through. The heat map shows us where clusters of different stations indicate high traffic in an overall area rather than just for a particular station. These maps are dynamic, so as you zoom in and out, you'll get more localized or regional data. And they're also linked to information that's contained in the widgets on the left. These summarize the data by jurisdiction, by county, or by the sub areas that we talked about earlier. We can use the widgets on the left to filter the data in the map to get isolated views of traffic conditions in different parts of our region, or unclick it to get back to the entire regional view. The features on the map also provide detailed data and summaries as to the trends at an individual count station. For the level of service map, we can focus on where do we see failing or near failing stations, or we can see which stations have declined to a failing condition over the last couple years. And in the LOS change tab, each station is shown in terms of whether it has declined to a failing condition, declined to an acceptable but maybe concerning condition, or whether it's improved or not changed. And then we can again isolate these by the respective jurisdictions or sub areas. So if we wanted to see all of the places where LOS was declining in the city of Durham, we could choose that. We could focus on the downtown Durham sub area as well.
Why is this meaningful or important to you, Alex?
This project was really meaningful to me because I live in Durham, and the region's transportation is something that I experience every day, and I'm interested in knowing how people are traveling, where people are traveling to, and what we can be doing as a community to better invest in multimodal transportation systems connect our economic centers and give people the opportunity to walk, bike, enjoy recreation, and just make the overall best use of the transportation network.
Beautiful. I learned a lot from this. This is really interesting. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Asa.